Hello everybody, this is Wes from Fundamental Games. I'm going to do my best to try to do a playthrough of The Goblin King is Angry. So The Goblin King of Angry is a game currently live on Kickstarter. I've actually already backed a full game copy because I'm pretty interested in seeing how this plays out in real life. But right now I have a Tabletop Simulator version created by the game designer and publisher, and this is his name is Johnny. So I already did a quick skim over of the contents here. I'm not going to go through that again. You'll see it as we play, but I'm just going to try to muddle through best I can. I've never played this game before, and I'm going to try to work with this rule set that you'll see on the bottom right of the screen. I did briefly read a little bit of the introduction so I know how to start it off, but the actual gameplay sections we might have to read together, so bear with me as I go through that. So first off, this is currently a 3 to 6 player game, and they're trying to unlock the 2-player version with some automation for the 3rd player. So in this game we're going to play with the purple, we're going to play with the brown, and we're going to play with the green. Those are going to be the 3 players. This here, this fancy little ear you see, is the first player marker, and that is in the real game. So if you ever wanted a first player marker that is somebody's severed ear, well, this goblin ear is for you. I'm just going to say the green player gets to go first because it doesn't really matter. I'm controlling all players anyway. Next up, we have to give each of the active players one of these tiles. So this tile is their general. We're going to shuffle those up, and then we will flip this over. So we're going to say purple is, let's see if I can read this, Mincemeat, the pit boss. Love that art. Look at that. He's got a bunch of goblin mincemeats in front of him. He has an ability to play 2 goblins extra in the goblin phase, but he cannot have ogrins. And ogrins are like super giant goblinoids. So, welcome Mincemeat to the party. Next up, we're going to have Toratos, the hobgoblin. Goblins count as ×2 during your movement while in or adjacent to a hex with a goblin you control, or hobgoblin you control. Basically, hobgoblins help improve your goblin count, and the count that you have for your goblin actually impacts how much damage they can do to a castle wall or a couple other different things. Alright, and finally the green player is going to be Jogadoom, the alchemist. At the start of your turn, choose a hex during the castle phase. You get to have those hex units count as double when they would be killed. So that will be a way to help improve your goblin's chance of survival. Uh-oh. There, accidentally put that tile in the bag. Okay. So, the rest of these go away. They only you'd use the rest if you're playing a 6-player game or 4-player game or 5-player game. So alchemy, I've got an alchemy token here. I guess I'll put this on my alchemist. Alright, so that was that phase of the game. Now, I'm going to pull up my rule book here, and you guys can see it the whole time, but I'm going to scroll to the top, and now I have to pause this. That's no good. Alright, hopefully that doesn't glitch my sound too much. My apologies, but I am back. And so we were looking at the rule book here. So on the front it just talks about the story of these goblins. And that humans are mean and we're trying to destroy their castle. So it's an anti-tower defense game where our purpose is to destroy the humans' castle. And we're ready. The filthy humans are ready, but we are more ready. Nice list of components there. So the small cubes, medium cubes, large cubes are what represent goblins, hobgoblins, and ogrins in this cool game. And I just really love the visuals and the color. I'm green is my favorite color, so just having that green on the dark black really stands out. So lots of different cards in this game, both for the goblins and for the humanoids. So our goal is to destroy their castle. It will be scary with lots of danger, but you can do it for glorp! And so we're actually, all 3 players have the same goal. The only thing is the first player that actually topples the castle is the winner. So the players will be kind of working against each other to be able to have more goblins against the side of the castle and be the first to actually topple it. And the plan is keep roaring in anger until we're ready. Okay, so following these instructions here, each player chooses a starting encampment. So if we look back at the TTS here, the starting encampment is already decided for us in this TTS version. So green, brown, and purple. 2 players could not be adjacent to each other if there's room to have people in between. So just to kind of take away these distractions, I'm going to pick up this stuff and put it to the side of the table. Oh, won't let me. Okay, no distractions at all. Looking back at this rule book, shuffle the castle deck, place it on the large castle. That's already done. They have their cubes. Give each player 3 stones. We already have. Determine who has the king's ear. We already have that. So now we go on to the goblin phase. So this game is played in a series of rounds with 5 phases in each round. The goblin phase, the movement and attack, the castle phase, the conflict phase, and an end phase. So we each take turns doing each phase. It's not like one person goes through all 5 phases. So I may reference this rule book multiple times rather than trying to memorize it. But to begin with, each player will, starting with the first player, get to take up to 4 or play 4 goblins onto their encampments. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now players can sell stones to place extra goblins, but I'm not going to do that at the beginning of the game. I think that might be kind of silly. So then we go over to this player and they get 4 goblins. But this is mincemeat. Mincemeat gets 2 extra goblins in the goblin phase, and that's what we're in now. So mincemeat has people to kill, goblins to kill. And then we go over to the brown player. Toratog gets to place 4 goblins. Now Toratog likes hobgoblins. Let's take a look at the rule book and see what's next up. So during the goblin phase, each player places 4 goblins in their starting area. In a 3 to 5 player game, the player with the king's ear may place their goblins in any unused starting encampment. So that would give that green player an advantage, but we're not going to worry about that this game. Players may spend up to 4 stones to place 1 additional goblin per stone spent. Up to 4 additional goblins by spending 4 stones. So stones could be worth a goblin each, which mincemeat may have to utilize. Players can't generate more than 8 goblins. A hobgoblin counts as 2 goblins for hex space and being killed. To buy a hobgoblin, you have to pay 2 stones and discard a goblin I control. So, to support this player and his Toratog, the hobgoblin, I am going to actually get rid of a goblin and let's double check what that said there. It says I must pay 2 stones and discard a goblin I control. Okay. So I'm paying 2 stones and discarding a goblin, and that gives me a hobgoblin. Alright, so all players have now activated their goblin step. These other 2 players are not doing anything for goblins. Back to the rulebook. We placed our goblins. Now we go to the movement and attack phase. You're allowed to move all of your goblins and play 1 hex closer to the castle if possible. Once all players' goblins have moved and that player has at least 1 goblin next to the castle, which we don't, so we'll read that later, then there'll be some castle action going on. But first we have to get there. We must travel through the lands towards this castle. So let's finish the movement phase before we do anything else. So we go to the green player, that is like so, and they can all move 1 closer. So I guess 1 closer would be on these green ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're all 1 closer. Then we go here, blue's not playing, hobgoblin, 1. And I don't think there's any limits to how many goblins can be on a single tile, at least I haven't read that yet. So these goblins are all going to travel together because, while in or adjacent to a hex I control, these goblins are more powerful. So their buddies are going to stick together. And purple has 8. Now with Tabletop Simulator you can grab them all and kind of move them all at once if we wanted to. Save me some time. So they all move. So we're going to put 4 on one and 2 on the other. Or we'll do 3 and 3. Let's say we did it that way. Okay, so Goblin's movement phase is complete. Next phase. Moving on to the castle phase. You gotta love his consistency. Johnny in his rulebook really emphasized goblins not being able to spell. So if you do read the rulebook, you'll see lots of words and letters spelled backwards, which I think is very thematic. So good job. The player who has the king's ear draws the top card of the castle deck and reveals it, performing any actions listed on the card. Castle cards with castle units will show an icon which represents a hex token, and we grab that appropriate castle unit token and place it on any of the light green hexes on the map in any direction we choose, making sure to flip it over so that the game mechanics side is face up. Starting with the player who has the king's ear and going clockwise, players may buy castle cards from the top of the castle deck. So basically what happens is the person with the king's ear is allowed to get the first castle card free, and then other players around the table may then choose to buy castle cards. And once all cards have been played, the castle and all castle cards will play simultaneously. So basically we're going to keep on buying as many cards as we want, using up stones and such until we decide that we're done going round and round. Now the key to this is the first card for this dude is free because I have the first player marker, the king's ear. Then if somebody else wants a castle marker, so let's say purple, they have first dibs, they could spend a rock to buy a castle card. If they do, then the next player would have to spend 2 rocks, and if they buy one, then the next player has to spend 3 rocks. So eventually nobody could afford a castle thing anyway, and sometimes you may not want to spend your things. So I'm going to shuffle up these tiles. We're going to pull one off, flip it over, and we have revealed for the green player good defense. Until the next castle phase begins, the castle and all castle units have +2 goblins. So we're just going to put that face up there. That means it's not an actual card, it's just an effect. So it's like an event that's going to last till the end of the round. Nobody's near the castle, so it has no impact on us on this particular round. So then the option to buy a tile would now fall to the purple player. Do they want to buy a tile? Sure they do, because we want to keep this game interesting. So they reveal the top tile, and they have found a knight. So what happens with this? It goes to the wayside, and instead they get a knight token. So if you take a look at this knight token, we'll zoom in nice and close. The knight token has 3 red walls. So the red walls represent the side that this token will impact. The 6 represents how many goblins it's going to take along these 3 red walls to actually kill it. And the 2 skulls, let's take a look at the book so I'm not lying to you here. Dun, 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 dun. Da, da, da. Let's read this here. The red line, the line or direction in which the hex attacks. So the red lines is its attack lines, and the goblin number is how many goblins are needed adjacent to the castle unit, so it doesn't have to be on the red sides, it can be on any sides to destroy the knight. And the kill number indicates how many goblins this unit kills. So the knight kills 2 goblins when it's in play. So what does that mean? That means, just going to make sure I'm right, yeah, okay. So that means if this were here, and we can rotate this any way we want, that's a great thing about TTS. So we're going to rotate it this way. So let's say this were here. Then during the resolution phase, this would kill 2 goblins adjacent to this side, and this side. So depending on when and where you get to place it, you could make quite a bit of a difference to your opponents. So, do I want my knight to have an impact now? Sure I do. So let's rotate it this way. Alright, so what if I put this here? What's going to happen? Let's check the manual. No. Okay. So, purple bought a thing. We're going to finish this phase first and then we'll read. So, brown's not going to buy one. They would have to spend 2 stones. They don't have 2 stones. And green's not going to buy one. They'd have to spend 2 stones. And purple says, no, I'll wait till next time. Okay, so the castle, not the castle phase, the, what do we call this? Yeah, the castle phase is coming to an end here. Once all cards have been played, the castle and all castle units activate simultaneously. Castle units kill goblins based on their hit regions and range. Dead goblins are removed from the board instantly. And they go back in their piles. If there's more than Okay. And then the king's ear is going to pass to the left after that, and each player gets a stone. So at least people are always getting stones. Now, it has to be in a light green tile, so I've placed my thing in a legal range. So let's take a look here. We're still in the castle resolution phase, so this knight that purple meanly positioned is going to kill these two goblins and these two goblins. So poor green will have these go back to their bag. And they basically lost everything they did that turn. That's unfortunate. And the knight is still alive, I believe. So how is that player going to overcome that? Well, the good thing is they couldn't. Purple couldn't place it here, which means we'll be able to bring goblins up around. But basically, what purple has done is we'll call them mincemeat. Let's get thematic here. What mincemeat and his evil crew have done is they have made it very difficult for the alchemist to work around. They got to take a different route now. Okay, so that was the end of the castle phase. Refer back to the rulebook. Lots of different abilities we'll read later. Yada yada. Scroll back up. What do we got? End phase. Pass the king's ear token to the left. Each player gets a stone. So that is it. So that goes to mincemeat. And then we start the next round. What happens at the beginning of the round? Well, first let's, this says until that phase ends, so this now gets discarded. And we're off to the races with mincemeat. What does mincemeat do at the start of his turn? Well, he gets 4 more goblins. But he doesn't just get 4 goblins, he gets 2 extra goblins because he's mincemeat. Way to go, mincemeat. And does he want to recruit any hobgoblins? No, he's all goblins all the time. Then we have this guy. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4 goblins. And he's going to do it, folks. That's right. No, he only has... Oh, I forgot. Each player gets a stone. Let's go back. Get our stones. And get our stones. Don't want to forget that. This guy never used any stones, so he gets another stone. I don't know if there's a stone max. I didn't see that in the rulebook. Okay, so now this player is going to kill a goblin and 2 stones to get another hobgoblin. And then green is going to recruit. Now they're the last to recruit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okie dokie. They can put them all on the same one. We're going to take these goblins away. We don't want to kill the knight. There's no actual benefit that you earn from defeating a castle marker, I don't think, unless it's a stone. Let's double check that. That would be good to know. End phase, night. Scroll up. Oh, that would be in the attack phase. So, movement and attack phase. Number of goblins around a castle unit meter exceeds. They always collect a stone as a bounty. So, if green really wanted to get an extra stone, they could try to build up 6 goblins and charge the knight. So that's something to consider. Alright, we're on to the movement phase. So, every one of these goblins can move up to 1 hex. So we would move 1, 2, 3, and then these guys can move in the same square. 1, 2. I can picture why you might not want all your goblins in the same hex, but I'm going to risk it because we are mincemeat, and mincemeat doesn't care. Mincemeat just wants to kill. Alright, and then this guy's movement phase. These guys move here. These guys move here. These guys move here. Good. And we're on to the alchemists. Now the alchemist, at the start of your turn, choose a hex. During the castle phase, the chosen hex units would count as double when they would be killed. The chosen hex units would... Oh, okay. So basically, I should have played that last round, but if I were to lose goblins, I would lose half as many. So I take my 4 goblins and I move them here. And these guys have the alchemist there. Lesson learned! Mr. Jogadoom for Gorp. Okay, movement phase complete. We go to castle phase. At the beginning of the castle phase, we flip over the top card of the castle phase. We found a knight. So what happens? Well, that goes to the discard player, and this player gets a free knight. And he gets to place it right away. Is that how it plays? Let's check the rulebook. Back to castle phase. Player has the king's ear, draws the top card of the castle deck, and reveals it, performing any actions listed on the card. Castle cards with castle units will show an icon. Grab the appropriate castle unit and place it. So I'm going to place it right away, and that may manipulate other people's decisions. So I could be mean and just keep going mean after green, or I could try to stop this hobgoblin army here. So let's make enemies with more than one group, because mincemeat is just in a killing mood. Mincemeat's going to go after the hobgoblins, so we're going to scale, rotate left, 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 that way. So this is going to be dangerous to this player after. Alright, now they got the free card, so now it comes to this player. Do they want to buy a card? Well, they have no stones, so no, they do not. Then it goes to Jogadoom. Does Jogadoom want to buy a card? Well, he says, why not? What do I get? I get good defense. Until the next castle phase begins, the castle and all castle units have +2 goblin markers. Again, in all castle units. So not a good time to attack the knights. Okay. Then, he could spend 2 stones to buy another card. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Spend 2 stones. Take a card. He has another knight. This guy is full of knights. So, going crazy against this guy. Gonna rotate this to the left. Oh, mincemeat knows how to make mincemeat out of his opponents. Here we go. I'm going to rotate that just a bit more. Oopsie, I didn't want to scale it. Rotate. Right. Okay. There we go. So that is the end of the castle tile placements, and then all castle tiles resolve simultaneously is how the book reads. So over here, nothing happens with that knight. Then over here, this knight and this knight are going to attack simultaneously. So they're going to kill 6 and they're going to kill 6. So how does a goblin read? Regular goblins count as double during your movement while in adjacent or adjacent to a hex with a hobgoblin you control. During your movement, so it's not during their movement phase, so it's only when they're attacking that this benefit comes through. So let's go to the rules and double check what is a hobgoblin worth. Hobgoblins. Hobgoblin counts as 2 goblins for being killed, and he has to lose 12. So that's that guy's dead, that guy's dead, this guy's dead, this guy's dead, because they're each taking 2 damage. Wait, let me read this castle power one more time. I might be overdoing it. Castle phase. Okay, the knight. The knight kills 2 goblins in each hex adjacent to each of its red borders. The knight requires 6 goblins. So yeah, this knight is dangerous. Oh no, I closed my rulebook. I must find that again. That is going to be an important event to keep. Oops. Anyway, so yeah, they are going to do 6, and okay, let's go back, rewind. Okay, what did I do wrong here? I did something wrong. Okay, rebound. I misplayed because I was counting these goblins, not the skulls. So this kills 2 goblins and takes 6 goblins to kill it. So it's going to kill these 2 goblins, and this is going to kill 2 goblins. So I could either kill both or just a hobgoblin worth 2. And then this one is going to kill 2 this way. So that's 1, 2. And then the other one's going to kill 2. Still lost almost everything, but what do you do? So this player actually has surviving goblins against these terrible, terrible knights. Okay, that's the end of the castle phase. The ear goes to Toratog. And we start the next round. Recruit! Okay, this guy's pissed. Everybody gets a stone, everybody gets a stone. Once around, people get their stones. Stone, alright. Then, alchemy, where are we going to position this? Here. That's where the goblins are going to move to, so they're going to want that safety. Alright, and then recruit. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not buying a hobgoblin this turn. 6, hey? You know what? These 2 are going here. We're going to take down this knight this turn. So they recruit. This guy recruits 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not buying any extra goblins. This guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. 4, 5, 6. Okay. And that is the goblin recruitment phase. This guy not going to recruit anything extra. This guy not recruiting extra. This guy not recruiting extra. Then we go to the castle phase. Or sorry, no. Next is movement and attack. Double check that rule book, folks. Been a while since we saw that, right? So, yes, we have goblin, then move and attack. So before we have to get more castle cards, movement and attack, this player is first. He takes all 4 of these and goes here. Roar. He already had 1 there, so now he has 5 there and 1 there, which is a combined total of 6 goblins, which means this knight is dead. We'll go back to, well, we'll put it over here. When it dies, I get a stone. Congratulations, Toratog. You showed that knight who's boss. Oh, this guy was going to move here. He was still adjacent to that dude there. See? Okay. So, that's done. Then we move to this player, and it's their movement phase. So they are going to move all 4 of these here on the special alchemy marked position. Okay, and then we take these 4, and they venture 1 forward. Excellent. And then this player's movement phase. Oh, these goblins. Hey, look at them all. Traveling up the road. And these ones all traveling down the road. They're happy. They're happy. Happy goblins. Bye, mincemeat. Okay, then we go to the castle phase. During the castle phase, this player will get it. He gets a wizard. We haven't had a wizard yet, so put this in the discard pile, and we are going to draw the wizard. Right there. Oh, I see. Yeah. Right, so there's the wizard. So what does a wizard do? Well, let's read this. The wizard kills 4 guys, only takes 1 goblin to kill it, but it has a range of 3. So it means that in any of these red directions, within 3 tiles, 1, 2, 3, it kills 1 goblin in each of those tiles. So it's a really good distance, area of effect attack. So he's not as worried about green as he would be here. Now he doesn't want the goblins to kill it, so he wants to find a way to affect as many as he can while still not worrying about it. Yeah, he's only going to be able to hit 1 regardless. So if he puts this here, this is going to shoot 1, 2, 3. It's going to be able to kill 1 goblin there. And there's just no way that he can reach out to both. So he'll place it here. Way to go, Toratog. So that tile is placed. Then it passes to this player to see if he wants to buy. He will buy a tile. Flip it over. Kill them all. Until the end of the conflict plays the castle, and all castle units have +1 kill. So that's going to matter if somebody else places a marker, including the wizard. It's going to have +1 kill. Then we go to Mincemeat. Mincemeat does have 2 stones. He could buy a card, but he chooses not to. And then we're back to Tortog, who could spend 2 stones to buy a card, and he chooses not to. So then we go to the castle resolution phase. We'll start, they're all simultaneously, but the wizard strikes out and kills 2 goblins. Why 2? Well, it's because he gets a bonus because of this card here. Kill them all! Look at that decapitated goblin head. That's awesome. I like it. Nice work, Johnny. Man, that was good. The power of the alt button lets you see these the real artwork on these up close, and he does a really good job with them, so I like that. Okay, so wizard did his job, took out 2 goblins. The knight is not allowed to move, so he just kind of sits there, and the goblins stay away. Same with this knight, he just sits there, he has no range. So that is the end of the castle. The king's ear returns back to Jogadoom, and we commence with the next round. Kill them all, gets discarded, and we shall start the next round. Next round starts with goblin recruiting. I get 4 goblins. 1, 2. It's taking a little bit of time, but you can see the goblin armies are building, and this castle should be scared. Oh, I didn't move these ones last time. So these guys would have moved, and these guys would have moved there. Keep them all together. There. Oh yeah, these guys would have moved here as well. I missed those, so they would have moved on top of those. I must have missed something there. And then these 5 did move, so I just missed a couple of movements there. Alright, back to Jogadoom's first round of recruiting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If I messed up, I apologize. Just trying to keep up with all these tokens. It'd be different if there's 3 different players playing these 3 different roles, but when you're one player, you have to pretend to be all 3. That's a bit challenging. It's not a solo game, it's just me playing solo as a multiple-headed minded person. Sounds like me. Okay, so they recruited, then purple recruits 6 goblins because they're the masters of goblin recruiting. You know what I forgot though, folks? I forgot to draw extra stones, and you know why that's important? Because this guy wants an ogren. Stone, stone, stone. So during this player's phase, is he going to recruit a hobgoblin or an ogren? Ogren. Let's look at ogren in the rulebook. Ogrens cost 4 goblins for hex space and being killed to buy this unit. Oh, you can't have generate more than 8 goblins. That's fine. Goblins count as 2 goblins. Okay. Yeah, so still no limit to how many goblins you can have in a hex. So this guy wants an ogren. It's going to cost him a couple of stones. It's going to cost 3 stones and 2 goblins. So 1, 2, 3 stones, and oopsie, chucking stones here. And 2 goblins go back in the bag. And then he gets an ogren, giant cube. Wahaha. This player follows suit. He may not be able to get, he can't get ogrens, but he can get hobgoblins. So we can get rid of 1 stone and 2 goblins to get a hobgoblin. Okay, so recruiting phase, and then this guy recruits 4, 2, 3, 4. He follows suit. He gets himself a hobgoblin. Costs him a goblin and a stone. Make sure I'm reading that right. Hobgoblins cost. Pay 2 stones and a goblin. Oh, 1 more stone. Okay. We're good. Everybody has done their recruiting. We go on to the movement phase. Movement phase begins with the green player. Do we want to take 6 goblins? Absolutely. These guys charge in and beat the crap out of this knight. So when that knight is defeated, they get 1 extra stone back. Congratulations, Jogadoom. Oh, you were going to play something. Okay. Then, anything else for movement? Yes, I'm going to move my ogren and a cube, and a cube. Don't forget my movement phase. And then these guys are also going to move here. Then we go to this player. Oh, these guys are getting close to the castle. 4 cubes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then these cubes move 1 tile. 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 Yes. Look at that. Cube action. Picture these as all bloodthirsty goblins seeking to hatch. Now picture these instead as those amazing meeples that he has on his Kickstarter page. What's that? You don't know what I'm talking about? Check it out now. He's got some amazing graphic covered meeples. You'd see the goblins and hobgoblins and ogrins on the side there. I digress. Alright. Zoom. This lonely goblin is on a path all his own. Hurrah. Wait, where is he? He's here? You know what? He goes here. And then these 5 go here, and we have another night attack. Wha-bam! And we get a stone. And then these ones move here. There. Everybody has done their movement phase, so we move on to the castle phase. I have the king's ear, so I get the token first, flip it over. We have ourselves a tower, our first tower, folks. What does a tower do? Well, first we grab a tower icon. And we're going to look at the rulebook because that's what it's for. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Towers. Where's my tower card? Archer, knight, priest, wall, barricade. So tower would count probably as a wall barricade. Let's find out. Tower. Let's first get rid of this tower card. So I get to place this, and I guess it's just like a knight token in a way. So what it does is it kills in every single direction with a range of 3 and takes 8 goblins to kill it. So it's really just a man-powered tower. This thing is devastating in many regards, and it requires 8 goblins to come after it to kill it. So if this went here, for example, it has a range of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, it doesn't quite hit that way. It could go here, but then he might die next round. But it would distract them for a turn. It's going to go here, just no, here. It's going here so that when those guys get there, it can shoot it. Okay. So he has played his tower. It doesn't matter who controlled the tower. It's not like I have to mark it and say this is Jogadoom's tower, because basically Jogadoom is just influencing where the humans are going. Okay, Jogadoom. Then we go to this guy. Does he want to buy a card? He likes cards, so he does buy a card. What do we have here? We have Water Puddle. You may play this card at the start of the movement phase. And what that does, it's going to put a puddle on a hex, and that means that that particular hex players can't move out of. So you're curious, how do I know that? Well, I did remember some of the rules. Let's look for puddle. There's a puddle icon. So any goblinoid that is now on a hex with this symbol may not move during its next movement phase. 1 turn per group of goblinoids. So it gives this player a way to really slow down an opponent. But it has to be done when? At the start of the movement phase, and we've already had a movement phase, so it's not this turn. Okay, so Toratog, do you want to purchase yourself a card? It'll cost you 2 stones. No, Toratog, no. Oh, Goblin. Wow. Jogadoom, do you want to purchase a second card? No. Then the castle round is over. Castle's attack. The wizard shoots in a range of 1, 2, 3, killing. Ooh, 4 goblins. I missed that last round. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have killed more last time. Whoops. Then the tower shoots 1, 2, 3 tiles away and kills 1 goblin. 1, 2, 3. The knight doesn't do anything. All the knights are dead. Okay. So castle attacks are over, and then we pass the king's ear over to Mincemeat. Mincemeat revels in the taste of nibbling on the king's ear. Nom, 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 nom. Gross? Yeah, I thought so. Do you want to place a water puddle, Mincemeat? No, it's not the start of your movement phase yet. It's in our recruit phase. Recruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you want to recruit anything else, Mincemeat? You've got... Oh, everybody get a stone. Can't forget the extra stone. Stones are what makes the world go round. Okay. Do you want to buy anything else, Mincemeat? Can't buy ogrins. Do you want another hobgoblin? Yes. So 1 stone, 2 goblins equals 1 hobgoblin. Okay. Then this guy. Do you want any extra hobgoblins? Yes. After I recruit my 4, I'll put 1 back in the bag. Oh, I'm not remembering the denominations. Go back up. Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin, 2 stones and discard a goblin. Oh, so I did that wrong with the last one. 2 stones and 1 goblin. Get some hobgoblin. We'll go back to Mincemeat. We'll get a goblin back, but have to pay an extra stone. Okay. And then we recruit down here. The only guy with an ogrin, the alchemist, Jogadoon. Good. We've done our recruitment phase. Then our movement phase. So we're putting this puddle where? So is there a puddle token? Maybe there is in the real game. I don't see a puddle token here. To represent the puddle token, I'm going to grab an ogrin and say that these goblins cannot move. Oh, and this guy would have put that there. So those goblins cannot move this turn. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, now I can move my guys. So this guy is going to kill only 1 goblin. These goblins are still going to go here. They want to start attacking. Then these 2 goblins will follow suit. And these guys are going to go south to try to strike out against the wizard. These guys are going to go here. These guys, oops, don't stink extra tokens, are going to go here. And these guys are going to go here. Alright, now we have finally reached the castle. What's going to happen? Well, let's scroll down. Once all of the players' goblins have moved, then, okay, so all my goblins have moved, and I have at least 1 goblin next to the castle, or a castle unit token. That player counts all goblins around those castle unit tokens and the castle itself. If the number of goblins around meets or exceeds the unit's goblin icon number, remove it from the board, and this player collects 1 stone. If you end your movement next to the castle and the number of goblins around the castle is enough to topple it, you win the game. So you don't actually do damage to the castle, and the castle doesn't have walls, so to speak. We haven't found any wall cards. So what happens is, in a 3-player game, you require, what is it? To topple the castle, it's 5 goblins per player, so you need 15 goblins around this castle to topple it. Right now, I've only got 4, so I'm not toppling this castle yet. So then we move to this player. This player gets to move, so they move 1, they move 1, they move 1, they move 1, and they move 1. Look at that herd of goblins. We want to kill for glorp. These guys are stuck in a puddle of madness, so they're kind of mad about that, but this gang can all move over. Then the ogrin is going to move over. And then these guys will move up. And that's that part of my turn. Okay. So everybody's had a movement phase. Then we move to the castle phase. This guy's got the ear, so he gets a free card. And it is kill them all! And again, why am I zooming when I can just alt? Wham! Goblins' heads get removed. Yowza, this is going to be a painful round for purple. He did not like that card. This guy can buy a card for stone. He's got 1 stone left. Does he want to buy a card? Sure! Keep it interesting. What card can you draw? We've got a barricade. what happens with a barricade? A barricade. Okay, got a rule book here. Back to the rule book. What does a barricade do? Scroll down. Knight, priest, wall, barricade. Okay, one wall consists of 4 tokens, so that's why it shows a picture of 4 tokens. Walls must be placed in a line with 2 middle pieces and 2 end pieces all connected to each other. These 4 walls represent a single unit, meaning to destroy the wall is 10 goblins per wall, not 10 goblins per hex. The wall does not attack. So can you destroy chunks of the wall? Yes. So what does that mean? Let's show you. First, barricade card, we'll put that away. We're getting 4 barricade tokens. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's got 4 of these tokens, but he has to place them all connected. He can't pick and put 2 here and put 2 here. It is a single wall. So he's gonna gotta place 1. He's gonna place it here just to annoy purple, because purple has so many dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see there's middles and ends, so I've got to make sure I have the right pieces in the right place and rotate them. So the gray represents the sides they have to be facing. Left, right, there we go, done. Put this one here, rotate, and this one, rotate. Wall assembly complete. Compliments of Toratog and his brown army are destroying purple. Mincemeat, have fun with your wall. Alright, so that was the card that he purchased for a single stone, which means Jogadoom would have to pay 2 of these mighty stones. He's not buying it this turn. No way, he's building up his cards. Okay, then castle cards take effect. So what happens? Until the end of the conflict phase, the castle and all the castle units have +1 death. Okay, the wizard strikes out. 1, 2, 3 that direction, nothing. 1, 2, 3 that direction, nothing. So the wizard actually doesn't do anything. The tower shoots 1, 2, 3 in that direction. So it's going to kill 3 dudes. Or sorry, 1 dude plus 1. It's going to kill 2 dudes. 1, 2. Sorry, mincemeat. Your dudes are mincemeat. And then here. 1, 2. Oh, mincemeat really gonna have to kill that tower, otherwise these guys are just gonna keep getting nailed. You see, problems have arisen. Okay, everybody's moved, everybody's done their castle cards, so then we pass on the King's Ear, and Toratog will proceed to their recruit phase after we discard, kill them all. Toratog gets a stone and 4 dudes to recruit. And is he getting another hobgoblin? He doesn't have 2 stones, he cannot. So then Jogadoom gets his stone, gets his 1, 2, 3, 4 meeples. Not meeples, cubes, goblins. And he's gonna spend 1, 2. Do I have to spend 3 stones? I'm pretty sure I do for the ogre. How many stones for the ogre? And Ogre costs 3 stones and 2 goblins. So 1, 2, 3 stones and 2 goblins bite the dust to make room for Fatty McFatface. Good job. And you put your alchemy here. Okay. No, here. Okay. And then this guy recruits his 6 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets his 1 stone. Can't afford a hobgoblin. Movement phase. This guy's first. He's not getting attacked by anybody, so sure, he's gonna charge in with his 1 little goblin and his 5 goblins and his 3 goblins and hobgoblin and 3 goblins and hobgoblin. And 2, and 2, and 2, and 2. Forward march for Glorp! Going on to Jogadoom. Keep roaring in anger. We'll get there eventually. Oh, the puddle's gone. Movement phase. Moving 4. These guys all moving. You know what? they could all move together. So all of these guys are on this one hex now. Why? Actually no, they'll stay split up, that's fine. This is on this hex. Okay, then the ogre moves forward, and these ones move here. These ones move here with their ogre. We're going to call that one Brutus and that one Brodus. Brutus and Brodus are helping Jogadoom. Okay, and then these guys. What are we going to do? Well, that needs 8, but these guys have to kill the wall. So, that guy moves there. 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 Then these guys move here, because I have to finish movement before attack damage is determined. Okay. So to kill a wall, we need to have 10 goblins. Do we have 10 here? No. Do we have 10 here? Between those and those? Yes. So that wall is broken. Do we have 10 here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, we definitely got 10 there. So question I wasn't sure is, do these and these, does this attack this and this at the same time? I can only presume yes, unless I really read through the rules deep, which I'm not going to do right now. So we're going to assume that wall's broken. This wall is not, but it cost them a whole turn of movement. You see all these goblins got stuck behind that wall, so that was a really good placement by Toratog, because this army of goblins is just really stuck. Mincemeat had to make mincemeat of the wall before he can make mincemeat of the castle. Okay, so those goblins have done their movement, they've done their movement, they've done their movement. Castle phase. I said Tortog, right? Has the ear? Yeah. Tortog has the ear, so he gets to flip it. Barricade. Wait, Tortog placed the barricade last time, so this ear actually belongs to him. Barricade. So you could do another barricade there, but you can't build on a previously built barricade, and you can't build something where there's already goblins. So, ooh, that was nice there. I guess we can build the barricade this way and just force those goblins in a single path. So, he takes his barricade, card number 1, and places it there. Yeah, a little bit odd there, but I'll get that in there. Takes the next one, rotate it, left, that's there, rotate right, left, okay. Center barriers, there must only be 2 of these barricades, otherwise there will be more tokens. Alright, barricade formed, Jogadoom, and you put your little thingy here. Okay. So that was the first castle. Then we slide over. Do you want to buy a card mincemeat? Yes. Rah, rah, rah. What are you buying? Kill them all. Oh, that didn't help you, mincemeat. You screwed yourself over again. Do you want to buy a card? I've only got 1 stone. No, you cannot buy a card because the card's already been bought for purchased for 1 stone, and you can't buy a card. So we proceed with the castle phase. Kill them all. Wizard strikes that way, nothing, that way, nothing, that way, nothing. Wizard does nothing. Tower shoots this way. Kills 1, but instead of 1, he kills 2. And 2 from here. He's going to keep his hobgoblin. Kill 2 goblins. Okay. That's the end of the castle phase. The goblin's ear. Pick it up and pass it on. Mincemeat has the goblin's ear. Mincemeat recruits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets a stone. He's not recruiting a hobgoblin. This guy gets a stone. Recruits 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he buying a hobgoblin? Yes. So 2 stones. Get some hobgoblin. And a goblin dead. Okay. And this guy gets 1, 2, 3. Goblin factory commences. He gets a stone. He doesn't have enough stone to buy an ogre, and he doesn't play with hobgoblins because he doesn't feel like it. And movement phase. Mincemeat. Okay, so mincemeat. What are you going to do? Well, if you stay there, you're still safe from the tower, so those ones stay there. These guys are going to all try to take down that. These guys will move here. These guys will move here. Not enough to destroy the barricade, but oh well. These guys move here. And then these guys move here. Sorry if this game is long. It's my first playthrough and just trying to understand how it all works. These guys finish their attack. There's more than 10 figures here, so this barricade is toast. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The wall stays. And that's all that happens that round for that color. These guys are actually going to completely ignore the wall. And he's going to go here. And these are going to go here. And these are going to go here. And these are going to go here. The chain of goblins is determined to destroy the human settlement. The Goblin King is angry for glorp! Alright, so this, we don't even look at green yet. We look, how many goblins are around the castle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, is that above 15? No, so the castle wall stands. Then we go here, giving green an opportunity to go there. Just kind of slide that out of the way. So Brown may have, Tortog, in his race to try to topple the castle on his own, may have inadvertently supported the mighty alchemist Jogadoon. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 exactly. Say that's all, folks! No! No! Wait, kill them all, it's gone. Dude, you toppled the castle. Congratulations. So you see these goblins and these goblins. I'm going to double check the rules, make sure it's not 18 goblins of one kind. Go to the attack phase. If a player ends their movement next to the castle and the number of goblins around the castle is enough to topple it, this player wins the game instantly. See figure 6. Where is figure 6? There's figure 7. Figure 6. Oh, figure 5. Come on, figure 6. Where'd you go? Figure 7. We're going to have to find figure 6, folks. I've got a figure 7 and a figure 5, but not a figure 6. I don't know if I played right. I'm pretty sure figure 1 winning the game with 3 players. So yeah. All our goblins are attacking the castle. We can't stop them from attacking the castle because that's just what they want to do. So this game is over, and this is toast. So there you have it. That is a 3-player example game on Tabletop Simulator of the Goblin King is Angry. And what you would have seen is there's strategic placement of towers, wizards. There are priests that can actually buff adjacent squares, so if I had a priest as a token, I could buff my tower, making it harder for that tower to be defeated by 2 hearts. So you need 10 goblins to stop that. Those barricades really get in the way because we thought, at least I thought, mincemeat was going to make mincemeat out of that castle. I mean, they were just going all in, but then the barricade really slowed them down and the tower shooting at them. So cards made a big difference there. Tortog's strategy was just charge right in a single path, make a few hobgoblins, didn't get too active. And then Jogadoon, the Ogrins, once they got there might have made a difference, but those ogres, even though they're worth 4, were nowhere near the castle. But who knows how it could play out when you're playing with 3 different personalities instead of just my personality playing against itself. Right? Okay, I'll shut her down now. If you want to try a Tabletop Simulator version of The Goblin King is Angry, you should be able to find it on Steam. If you can't, or if it's locked for some reason, just reach out to the creator, Johnny. You'll find him all over the Facebook pages. Or on the Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter is live now. They're already over 65% funded, over $6,000 American raised, and on the path. And a long way to go to get those special meeples, so if you wanted to turn these into a goblin looking meeple or a hobgoblin looking meeple, long ways away from that, and those meeples would be awesome to use in other games like D&D or other war games, for example. But I digress yet again. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful Goblin Crazy day.